Hi, I'm Sasha Pieterse, and welcome to Women in the Nude, where we expose everything except for our bodies. We can leave that to your imagination. And I'm so excited to introduce Taylor.
Hi, everyone.
Not only is she just like an incredible human and my friend, but she is also an incredible businesswoman. She has an incredible career and I don't know, there's so many things to you that are just so unique, but also so incredible and so inspiring. And I cannot wait for our listeners.
You're my hype woman.
I am, but like, I'm not biased either. Like, of course I am to some degree, but like you live up and surpass everything that I could say about you. Just a little like glimpse into what we're talking about. We get to talk about Taylor's journey in her career from studying to who she is now.
Yeah.
And we get to talk about our business, which is super exciting.
You haven't told anyone yet, right?
No.
This is new.
I've said that I have a new business, and that's all that we've come to.
So we get to dive into it a little bit.
We do. And that's very exciting.
But we're going to dive into first why I became a food scientist.
Yes, please.
And first of all, I wanted to say food scientists have vastly different lives. So we're just going to specify mine in particular. And that began when I started college at 17. I was a baby. That's too young. That's just too young. But nonetheless, 17, I go up, I get accepted to this school, and I go, oh shit, can we cuss on here?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
We can literally say anything we want.
Perfect. Okay. So I thought, oh shit, I guess I should figure out what I want to be when I grow up, which is a really intense question. And
yeah, especially at 17.
Well, I had a bunch of different colleges and among that university, and I picked College of Agriculture, which already is like, okay, you're a different type of human.
I love it.
Nonetheless, that's what I find, and I get to see all the options of degrees. And food science was the very last one I saw. And I had never even heard of that before. But as soon as I saw it, I said, that's what I'm doing. This is my life now. I'm going to check this out. And I have loved it ever since. There's no going back. That's how I got my degree. And now out of college, have to find a job. And you're like, what kind of job can you even get from this?
Yeah.
And you don't realize how, I mean, maybe you too, right? Food, you eat food every day.
I'm going to pause you for 1 second because you told me something when you were explaining your journey that I really want people to hear, which is how hard and how easy certain things were when you were studying. Because you talked about a professor with me.
Oh.
And even if it's just small, if you want to recap.
Yeah.
Or if you don't want to talk about
it,
you can just totally cut out. But I think it's really cool for people who are studying or like maybe want to go to that field or whatever. I think there's some really cool lessons in there. So we don't mind.
Let's jump into this little hole, shall we? So essentially, I'm going to say in the kindest way that I can for myself, I'm not the brightest. And hear me out. That's how I felt in school, growing up my whole life. You know, I had to be in extra education programs because it just didn't come easy. It just wasn't inherent for me. And I go into college and it's intense. You know, every class is do or die, and I want to do well. I do that to like a detriment of myself. I want to do so well at something, but it was very challenging because I'm not a good test taker. I'm the worst ever since I was a little kid. Like it doesn't happen. It just, anyway. And the hardest class for me ever was Music 101, which people are like, come on, really? Are you kidding me right now? Not musically talented at all. Just throw that idea out the window. That is not me. But I love science. Oh my gosh, there's something about science that there's just so much to explore. There's so much curiosity in it. And one idea, one ask can just lead you down this path. And nonetheless, that's where I get to organic chemistry. And
crazy. I would never take that class. Sorry, I was about to say, like,
right, like
there's no way.
Who's sane enough? Apparently, not me.
Not survive.
And I take organic chemistry, and the teacher tells everyone, 70% of the people don't pass this class, which already doesn't make you feel good. Like the start of that already is
no pressure
at all. But I told myself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because the only way out of it is through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very fortunate enough that this teacher structured their education differently. And maybe more teachers are doing that now, but I know that in this moment, this amazing organic chemistry professor said, I'm going to give you a test that you can't complete. Which already you're like,
yeah,
what is this?
Yeah.
And he says, I just want you to finish what you can. And you're going to be graded on you finishing what you can. And all of a sudden, all the pressure of needing to be exactly right 100% of the time melted away.
Yeah.
Because in that test, I just did what I could. And lucky for me, that seemed to be the confidence boost I needed. And there was his final, was 12 questions, which sounds very funny. But if you're in university and you're taking a class like organic chemistry, there are pages, just pages of answers here. And I finished 11 out of the 12 questions when the average ended up being about 6 to 8.
Wow.
Which was incredible. And I'm very happy for that. And the teacher ended up emailing me and said, I just want you to know it was an honor having you in the class. And you got 114%.
Holy shit.
Right?
Yeah.
What is that? Versus music, I was like, scrape by, let's see.
I mean, how incredible. And that's kind of the reason I wanted you to talk about it, is because sometimes all we need is somebody to understand that everybody learns differently.
Right.
And that one test or one way of learning doesn't define you. It doesn't mean you are smart or you're not.
Absolutely.
It's so much more complicated than that. And beautiful that, you know, he said that it was an honor to have you in his class, because it was, but also it was also so cool to be in his class because of the way he taught.
It was, and it was all about working hard.
Right. And it gave you the confidence boost that you needed, which that's like,
that's what anyone asks for.
Exactly. Especially in college, when you're about to go into a profession that you hope that you're going to like and want to do for a long time. So anyway, that's why I wanted to mention that, because she told me, like, she spoke to me about that, and I was just like, oh, that's so amazing. So
it feels really good, and I appreciate you highlighting that scene, because it was a pivotal moment in me believing in myself. Yeah, in any fashion. But we're fast forward, graduate, and I need to find a job, and there's something in food science which is like the cool job called product development, which is exactly how it sounds, in that you make stuff that ends up being fed to people all over the world. That can be small scale. You can work for a small company, or you can work for a really large company, which I did. And my claim to fame, if you will, I would make a bunch of different products, all liquid products, which that sounds weird out loud. I love it. I know it sounds funny out loud, but if I were to dive down that question, that rabbit hole, it would make sense. Nonetheless, my muse is creating beverages. That is the number one. The reason being is people are so much more adventurous to try here. You know, I would make sauces as well. And I can't tell you how many ranches that I have made for people. So much ranch. I am so ready to never have to make ranch for anybody again. But beverages were always so fun because that's where everyone was unique. I got to make a dragon fruit, a caramel, vast products. And one of my biggest clients, if I'm free to share that, was Taco Bell. Yeah. And I had a really close connection with Taco Bell, where they would come to me and it could be them saying, I want this idea, please bring it to life. Or it would be, figure something out and just hand it over to me. And I hope it's exactly what I want. And it's a fascinating world. But that's what I did for years and years and years. But now I'm here in Colorado with you. Yes. And I'm getting to make a product with our name on it.
So yeah, I guess it's time to talk about our business and reveal it.
Cannabis-infused sparkling beverage water thing.
Yeah, cannabis-infused social beverage.
That's right. Sasha and I are kind of like the main two gals.
Female founded,
celebrity endorsed.
You're a food scientist who actually created the product. We didn't like outsource and be like, can you like create this for us?
Yeah,
no offense.
Make it sparkly.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. With our product, we are dedicated to making sure that not only do you understand everything on your ingredients list, but to know and trust that Taylor is creating that so that you know that every ingredient is also has a purpose.
It always has a purpose. Everything in our product has a purpose.
And what's great is we're low sugar.
Yes.
Which was really important to me, which I'm super proud of.
Well, we especially wanted to be sure to meet your keto diet. That was right. That was one of our guardrails, which is important because I got to challenge myself by meeting what you needed to get the best product that you could also enjoy.
Yeah. So that was definitely important to me. So because of PCOS and following that low carb keto diet, I wanted to make sure that, you know, my only option wasn't just like a high sugary carb loaded edible.
Nor did we want to make that.
Right. We wouldn't even want to make that. But like, I love that it's something that I personally will be consuming because we almost like, you know, not almost, we did. We made this product for ourselves selfishly as well as to share it with you. I wonder if you don't mind making this like a 2-part question.
Okay.
One being your background and what a food scientist actually is.
Yep.
How it comes about and like what goes into even making something like this. Because I know you love beverages, but like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
What your experience with cannabis is, how you consume it, why you love it.
So I highly presented the idea of cannabis to Sasha in an incremental way. She's known me for so long. And like her, I did the DARE program in elementary school. So I truly thought that even knowing what a drug looks like meant that, it was going to go on my permanent record.
You're down.
And I was done. I was done. My life was over. And that's just how we grew up.
Yeah.
But there was the movement of cannabis being legalized for recreational use in California. And as that conversation was getting started, I did a naughty thing and I tried it. And as someone who I'm sure many can relate to this, and I'm more than willing to share, I have anxiety. I am a high-strung individual. I overthink everything. I want it to go right. I want it to go well. I want the best to happen. That's my intention. And consuming cannabis, which smoking wasn't for me. I tried the smoking thing. I'm not interested. I have asthma. It doesn't suit me. But edibles came out, and I thought, wow, this is nice. I'm gonna give this a try. And I felt nice. I incremented slowly. I was very kind to myself. I'm not, the thing is when you start alcohol and you're like, I'm going to have 17 shots and just see what happens to me. So don't do that with cannabis.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Yeah. Telling from a friend. Friend told me this. But with cannabis, you just take your time. And what taking your time means, don't get stressed. I'd say in the sativa versus rosin versus
it's a lot.
Just know that there's THC in the product and start small. Don't overwhelm yourself. Put yourself in a nice setting.
Yeah.
Incrementing small. And I got to share that journey with you.
Yeah.
Especially since you've seen so much of my life as I have seen yours. You got to see how it helped me become more of myself. And I'm not going to give it all credit. There's many things. There's therapy. There's eating well. There's fitness. There's a multitude of things. But I was able to utilize cannabis to help me break out of my shell, to help not take life so perfectly and seriously. You can still be a scientist and consume these things, and it doesn't make you a bad person.
Yeah. And
alcohol was more the norm, but switching to cannabis, it was, oh my gosh, hangovers, they don't exist anymore? What is this? So what if I ate a whole pizza last night? At least I'll have a headache in the morning,
You can go to spin class every
morning. Yeah. And my job, because I went into product development, like I said earlier, to dive into what that was. And we're just going to focus on beverages because this conversation can go many ways.
Yeah.
Talk to me about mustard, mayo, like dressings, salsa. Anyway, beverages. Focusing on beverages here. I would have such an opportunity to explore our country to develop these flavors. I got to do anything from my job would be to travel to Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Seattle, just try the food. See
So
what
cool.
the people around want. And what made my job so fascinating is I would always be with customers on these excursions. And the way that I love to phrase it is, we would be trying all these foods, and instead of me focusing on, this is exactly what I like, this is what I want, I would look around me and say, what does everyone else like? What are the trends here? What are they looking for? Is it the tartness of this item? Is it the savoriness of this item? And actually understanding the mind of consumers outside of myself. So I would go on these big events, and I'd get to come back to my lab and just create.
So cool.
I truly just got to build these different products, and drinks were always the best, and they were always so colorful. So it was just a fun place to play with your food. I got to play with my food and get paid for it.
Yeah, it's great.
And on top of that, the catch-22 with this a little bit is, remember, I'm trying to make everyone else what they want. That was the whole intention. So let's say you tell me you want a strawberry. I will make you 99 different strawberries if I have to make you exactly what you want. But what was so interesting along the way is, some customers are wonderful and they can give you good direction. But a majority of the time, it was something along the lines of, yeah, I just don't like it. I really wanted strawberry. And I'm thinking, okay, I made strawberry.
Right.
So how do we kind of expand on this? And so I had to learn how to help people communicate with what they're eating, consuming, what they want, what they don't want. A fun example. I'm going to digress for a second here. A customer was talking to me about something, and sorry, I'm only half shit talking, but I'm not really shit talking because this is funny.
This is a safe space.
That's right. That's right. I am nude. So.
Yeah, be nude.
And we're sitting down, and they said, you know what? In college, 10 years ago, I went to this one restaurant that I can't think of the name of, and I really liked their salsa. I don't know what was in it, but that's what I want.
Wow. That's profound.
And my job...
Yeah, you know exactly what that was.
Was to figure out what that is.
Yeah.
And, 99% of the time, 90, whatever it was, basically told, you didn't meet the mark. You didn't do it. You didn't, you're not understanding me. You don't get what I want. This is constant. And my job was to get back up, try again, 110% of effort to try to get you what you always wanted. But now with this one, to move over, I am very grateful for having that path that taught me to have thick skin.
Yeah.
I imagine cooking meals for everyone all year long and maybe 3 of them work out. Like that just, that's kind of how it felt, but on a large scale. But when it was successful, I fed millions. So my product was out there and no one knows it. No one knows my name. And I didn't want them or need them to, because I never put that on me. It was just, I was making their dream come true.
And if they hated it, and they didn't know it was you.
Right, pretty much. But now we've kind of, I needed to move away from that to become the next phase of myself to grow. And that was creating our products. And what made that so exciting was, you guys all know my passion. We all talk about food together. Yeah. And I love to share my love of that. There's a curiosity to it. And now we have these 3 beverages, and they have our names on them. And they're ours, they're what we want. And so it's the first time of saying, what do I want? What do we want? And what do we want to give to the world? And that's Hippie Water. I don't think we've ever used the name yet in this podcast.
Yeah,
and
it's Hippie Water.
It's Hippie Water.
Have we not? That was a mistake.
Honestly, it was the buildup. We just really
guess.
Wanted to work our way up.
Anticipation building. Yeah, Hippie Water, and I love the name. I love the name, but also it gives us a chance to talk about hippie couture.
It does.
First of all, it's fun. And
we've really embodied this phrase that we put together.
Yeah. And also we want to keep it groovy. I don't know. It creates an energy.
I'm trying to make you feel fabulous.
Yes, exactly. I want everyone to feel fabulous when they drink Hippie Water.
I kind of like the hippie idea of sometimes I'm just out in my backyard and I'm just feeling the sun or feeling the breeze, seeing the seasons change, and just really wanting to take that deep breath and enjoy it and appreciate it and respect it. So as much as we want the fabulousness too, this is entirely a different kind of fabulous to feel. Like, it is a broad scope. You can be in the sweatpants, sports bra, no pants.
I'm a no bra fan.
I don't. Yeah. We don't have, at our company, we don't have to wear bras.
It's true.
That's what's so amazing about
we are a bra optional.
Yeah.
What I just want to mention this, and please continue if you have more to say about it. But I think that is actually a perfect example, because we want you to be able to consume hippie water in the way that you like to consume it. Whatever that is, whether that's alone, whether that's with a small group of people,
like a nice bubble bath.
Whether it's just self-care, whether it's vibing with people
at a barbecue while everyone else is drinking beer and you just want another option.
Yeah. And it really is, it's however it suits you. And we want you to feel fabulous in whatever setting you choose.
I'm just happy that we're sharing this now.
Yeah. It's like super, it's a relief in so many ways.
I'm sure.
Cannabis can be a touchy subject for many, and I totally understand that. I think it's a very personal experience. And even though, it's still a journey for me, it's so helpful to be around people that have experienced it in different ways that have been helpful for them. So I definitely invite people to do more research, not just read headlines, and try to understand it more. Because even if you don't partake in it, it is fascinating.
And we hope to be an asset in your review of cannabis.
Yeah. So that's always important to us is, safety, staying updated. But regardless, thank you for listening. And my main point in this was for you to get to know Taylor and how amazing she is and how inspiring she is, and how cool her journey is. And I'm just so proud to know you. This is it's so cool to have this podcast and be able to share friends, that are just so amazing and are such cool women, in building that community. But I do always ask a fun question.
Let's hear it.
No matter how serious we've got or whatever we talk about. What makes you feel sexy?
Ooh. What makes me feel sexy?
Does not have to be sexual. Whatever makes you feel sexy. It could be, it could be anything.
I like this question. Okay. So my answer is the non personal appearance. Well, maybe it is. Speaking of in the nude, a place that I just feel incredible. When I'm thinking of sexy, I'm thinking of truly just embodying myself and feeling good about it is at the Korean spa when I go. And I know that we've had different Korean spa experiences.
Completely opposite. I'm happy for you. I'm happy with your experience.
That's my number one place.
Yeah,
it is
talk about that.
A space where you can truly be nude,
right?
And get just these nice experiences of being in warm pools, of being in warm areas, of all these different little
being
things.
Forgotten about in a hut. Oh wait, no, you didn't.
That was you. That was you.
That was me. Sorry.
But mine has always been pretty wonderful. So that would be my number one. And then my number two is when I have taken the time to see my dog be very naughty. When I've taken the time to shave, moisturize, and drink enough water in one day. Like, that is the epitome of I am soft, I'm smooth, I'm plump, whatever that is. I just feel, I feel so good in my own skin because I've taken the time to just take care of myself a little bit more, just to feel good.
Yeah. Drinking enough water I'm terrible at that.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Get a water bottle that you love.
It's so true. A water bottle, it makes a huge difference. Even
I should have said my water bottle makes me feel sexy. I wonder what people would have thought about that.
I like that. They would have been like, "Oh, what water bottle?"
I should buy that.
I want that. I want when she's This is not product promotion. They literally have not. I love this product. This is not an ad. There is, I think it's called Amara. I have it all the time, but it's like an electrolyte packet, but it is like so clean, so pure. It's keto. I'm obsessed with it. And it makes me feel good. And also I put it in my water every day. And this is not an ad. I want to stress.
My dog is just scratching his ear in the background.
So
like
cute.
There's nothing else to do. We had him away for a while, but I should put him away again.
I mean, he's sweet. And also Hudson's probably going to cut this out because there's really no reason to talk about this. But I will say that I'm giving like health advice. If you aren't good at drinking water, put something yummy in it. That is so clean and healthy.
Truly.
Yeah. It is. It's important.
Anyway. Go lay down. Just go. You've done enough.
But he's so sweet.
I know. He just wants to hang out with
his ears.
So bad.
Yeah.
He's used to getting all my attention, but now I'm sharing it with you today. And that's
sorry.
That's asking a lot.
Got used to Sasha. I thought she was okay, and now I'm not so sure. I'm like, I get it.
But I think we've done a good job. And I haven't had a moment to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to just take a moment on your platform.
Oh, I mean,
truly, you have really embodied sharing who you are in such a way that's really beautiful and impactful. And I know you don't like the term celebrity, but your opinion matters to people. And I'm grateful that you believe in me enough to put me on it with you.
Oh, it's really sweet. I'm terrible at taking compliments. I'm like miserable at it. That is something that I'm working on. So I'm just going to say thank you.
Yep.
And I'm going to slowly process it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave it at that. But until next time, because we literally we could talk forever. We could talk forever. And especially with your job in science and all that stuff, there's always stuff to talk about.
Always.
So thank you guys for listening. Tune in, comment, please, if there are any questions, we are here.
Please.
Taylor is
please, would love it.
And so whether it's, about the process of becoming a food scientist, if it's about our drink Hippie Water, if it's, even if it's just about business, how we started, it's such a unique process. And
or books or gardening, truly.
Ultimate plant lady. Yeah. So yeah, lots. Comment, ask us questions, do it all. Do it all with us. Yes. Yeah. We'll be sharing our journey. So
absolutely.
Yeah. There's lots to look forward to. All
right. Well, as Alex always says,
stay groovy.
And that's a wrap on another empowering episode of Women in the Nude. The conversation doesn't stop here. Stay connected with us by following us on Instagram, Women in the Nude Podcast, for behind-the-scenes sneak peeks, thought-provoking quotes, and updates on upcoming episodes. Subscribe to us on YouTube for full-length video podcasts, Sasha Pieterse, as well as visiting our website, Women in the Nude Podcast, for more resources and past episodes. Thank you for joining us on this naked journey to wellness and self-love. Remember, vulnerability is strength, and by sharing our stories, we empower each other. Special thanks to my amazing producer, Hudson Sheaffer, aka my hot husband, for making this podcast possible.